Hello everybody, this is Syed Musa Kaleem from Epicop, and today I am going to show you something interesting, and that is Google Maps in Ionic 3. We will see how we can use Google Maps API to integrate Google Maps in Ionic 3 application. So let's build a simple Ionic 3 application and we can integrate Google Maps in that application using Google Maps API. So first you need to visit this documentation, developers.google.com/maps. If you get started with this, then you will find a bunch of links here. Like if you are developing an app, if you are developing an app for Android, then you could select this option. But in my case, I will select Google Maps JavaScript API. As you know that we are developing hybrid mobile application, so we need to select this option for integrating Google Maps. So you can see here we have three different types of maps, like with a marker. It's a marker in this app. You can see here you can create map with a marker, and you can also visualize data using the map, and also you can create marker clusters. So this way you can do this, and let's start with the API key. Here you can find your API key. If you click this button, then you can see no I need to log in first. I need to log in first in order to get that API key. Right, I'm logged in now, and I can find my key, API key here. Now if I click this button, get a key, probably I'll get an API key which is a unique key, obviously. Right, it is not showing enable API. I have created one project, so I have selected that project to get that API, to get an API key from Google Maps. Yeah, you can see here my API key is this one, so I'll copy this and I'll say done. After getting that API key, you need to visit your index.html file, which is your root, which is your main file of your Ionic app. Here you can use one script tag, and inside this you can give maps.google maps. Actually I need to give APIs here, Google APIs.com/maps/API/JS, and after JS you need to give question mark here, then only you can give your key here. So paste your key. Right, after giving this all things, don't forget to add these two attributes that are async and defer. These two are important, and also don't forget to add this question mark after giving your URL before giving your API key. https://maps.google-apis.com/maps/api/js question mark key equals to your key which we have copied from the documentation from here. Right, so let's go ahead and let's save this file, close it, and let's jump to the home.html file, and we'll create a div tag inside this Ion content with an ID my map. Yeah, you can see here it's emit abbreviation. When we hit tab, it is taking, let's give map as an element reference so that we can use inside our TypeScript file, right? So in this div I'm going to show a Google map. So after giving this, we need to use a ViewChild decorator, right? And also we need element reference as well. So we need ViewChild decorator, which is for map reference of type element reference, right? So what I have done here is I have just created a map. I have just linked this element, div element, in this ViewChild by creating an instance. By using ViewChild decorator, I have created this statement. So after giving this, let's check the element reference is working fine or not using Ion view did load, right? Using this method we can see by showing data inside console, right? This dot map ref. Let's save this and let's jump to the browser to see the changes, to see the preview. It is building now. Let's open the console so that we can have an element reference of the div which we have created. Yeah, it is still running. It is still running, as you can see here. It might take some time to load, right? So we need to wait for this. Yeah, it is ready now, and we'll see an element reference inside the console, right? You can see here element reference, div of type of ID, div of ID my map. When we break down this console, you can see here element reference, native element, the div of the ID my map. So let's close this. It is working fine. Now let's create a method to display our actual map. Display map. Inside this we need to give location first. So new google.maps lat long. Lat long is the position of your location. So we have a website called latlong.net. So I live in Hyderabad, so I'll search this place so that I can find latitude and longitude, and I'll pass it here inside this too, right? So let's create an instance for this Google so that we cannot get this issue, right? So we need to declare this as a global variable, Google of type any. So it is not showing any error to us, right? After giving a location, let's make it simple. After giving location, you need to give some options, right? For options you need to create this object, and you need to give two options, like center will be location and your zoom will be 10, right? So let's close this object. After giving this object, you can first we need to give the display map, sorry. I need to give this. So let's save and let's jump to the display part where we can display our map, our actual map. Let's save this and let's see our changes on the browser. I hope it will not just I hope it will not display any change because we haven't used display method. So for that we need something called map, right? So constant map equals to new google dot maps dot map, right? This dot map reference, which is our element reference dot native element dash location. So hope it will work now. Let's run and let's see the preview. And also we need to set the height of the map, right? So using this ID we can set our div height. Let's say height will be 100%. Let's save these all files and let's see the preview in the browser. We haven't add any marker yet. We need to add our custom marker or a default marker using a method which I'll show you after displaying map on the page. It might take some time because my laptop is a bit slow. And also you can watch some tutorials as well on the documentation of Google. You can see here, choose one of these tutorials or see them all. You can watch some developer tutorials for how you can integrate Google Maps inside your application. Yeah, it is loading. I think it is ready. Yeah, you can see here our map. Use control plus scroll to zoom. Maximum full stack size exceeded. Actually I am doing something wrong here. I think we are getting this issue because we are not passing correct arguments. We are not passing correct parameters inside google.maps.map method. As you can see here, we are passing the reference of an element which we have created here, the div element with an ID map reference, and also we are passing location. So we need to remove this location from here because location is not necessary for showing map, but options are necessary. So this thing I am doing wrong here. So let's save this and let's preview the change in the browser. I hope it will work now because I was passing the wrong parameter, which was location, but I need to pass options. So hope it will work now. So it was my mistake. I'm really sorry for that. We need to pass options method, and inside options you can see here we have location, center location, and zoom is set to 10. So I hope it will work now because we have passed 2 arguments and that 2 arguments are correct. So it is reloading now. Let's see the change and let's see the live map on our browser. As you can see here, it is working now and the map is showing on the screen. So let's see the street view first. First we'll drag the street view to the map. Yeah, you can see here the street view. Yeah, it is working fine. Yeah, you can see here our street view. If we go back, we can see the normal map. It's a road map actually. It's a default map. It's a default type in Google Maps. We have other different types as well, which I'll show you in the later part of this video. So let's add the marker first, because without marker we cannot navigate to the current location. So let's create one method called add marker, and this will take two arguments, and that two are position and map, and after passing two parameters it will return an object which is google.maps.marker. So it will return two things, that are position and map, right? So we'll call this add marker method here, this dot add marker, and we'll pass two options, that are location and our map. So let's save this and let's see the change in the browser, that we'll see that marker is showing on the screen on the map or not. So inside marker you need to pass location first and your map, and inside your map, if you want to display your map on the screen, then definitely you need to pass your pass a reference of an element in which you are going to display your map, and also you need to pass the options, right? So it is reloading now and we'll see the marker on the map on the current location. So we have many different options as well. You can explore more about Google Maps API on this documentation. As you can see here, everything is given, you can get everything here. If you want some different style maps, then you could find it easily here on the documentation. And we have some tutorials as well for adding a marker, right? So we'll see now. It is taking much time to load. Yeah, you can see here currently like I said earlier, I live in Hyderabad, so it is pointing to Hyderabad. If I go inside, then I can see my current location. I live in a beautiful city called Hyderabad. Yeah, it is showing the marker, the exact location. So this way you can add your marker in your Google map. So now we'll see how we can disable the street view option, which I have shown you here, right? This is a street view. You can enable this by dragging that yellow small person. You can see here. If we go back, then we'll go to the normal map. So let's disable it first. Street view control. Let's set this to false, right? Let's save this, and also let's save this street view control to false, and also we'll see different type of maps, right? We have different types of maps. Road map, it's a default one. Let's save this and see the road map view on the map. As you can see here, it is reloading now. It might take some time. It is running on the map. Yeah, it is taking much time to load. Like I said earlier, we have different types of maps which we can show on our screen. So road map is the default one, which which I have shown you. Yeah, it's a default. So this is the default road map which you can see on the screen. Now I'll show you different types. Like we have different types, and we have one more type called terrain. Now we'll see the terrain type of map on the screen. So we'll see the preview on the browser. It is reloading now, and we have two different types as well. As you can see, as you can notice one thing here, I have set street view control to false. That's why we cannot see street view on this map. If you enable it, if you set it to true, then we can see the street view control. Now we'll see the terrain type of map, and we have two different types as well. One is hybrid and the other is satellite. So our map is ready. You can see here the terrain type. It is not showing anything. Let's change this to satellite. And after satellite, we'll see the hybrid map as well. So hope you understand about Google Maps API in Ionic 3. First you need to get an API key from developers.google.com/maps, and you have to embed that script tag inside index.html. Then you need to create an object for Google, and then you need to create create an HTML element for showing your map. You need to use ViewChild decorator for the reference of that element, and after that you need to use these three uh, objects: location, options, and map. And for showing marker, you need some different method. You need a separate method for showing marker, that is add marker. You need to pass two variables, position and map. And for showing map, you need to pass the reference of an element and options. You need to pass these two parameters. So hope you understand about Google Maps API in Ionic 3. Now we'll see about the satellite map. Yes, you can see here it's a satellite map. It is working on our screen. Yeah, it is working. Now we'll see the hybrid map. Hybrid. Let's save this and see the preview on the screen. If you have missed my previous videos on Ionic 3, then don't forget to watch my playlist on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, that is Ionic 3 tutorial series, and also I have Ionic 2 playlist as well. So watch that before watching this video, so you can understand about Ionic 3. And if you are a newbie or if you are a beginner, then I would suggest you to visit ionic.io. That's a beautiful documentation for Ionic developers. There you can get started with Ionic and Angular. Yeah, it's a hybrid map. We have some different maps As you can see here, it is a hybrid view of Google Map. So this is all about Google Maps API in Ionic 3. Thanks for watching this video. Please share my videos and subscribe my channel. Thanks again for watching my video.